talking AGP, anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and Done the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we won the So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame, or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io with the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And we are asking the question today, where did the Edai go? You'll remember yesterday morning, we had 5,500, I think actually it was like 5,900 over yesterday, was dropped to people that sacrificed their jackpots. Basically, they won the jackpot, and instead of taking the coins and using them or cashing out, they sacrificed them and rolled them forward to the next lottery to make the next lottery 3 times bigger than the first lottery, the first jackpot payout. So I use the terms jackpot and lottery interchangeably, but it's called jackpot on the site. And some of the whales came in and got their payday, and I think I can see what some of them are doing on chain with it, but we'll go over that in our boomer tabs up here. Let's see here. Let me put this in our Telegram here. This link, the YouTube link for this. Here we go. We got some updates from Harry Labs as well. I can read on screen. On stream, and of course Red Squirrel had a really cool update with Dr. Doge that we can get into as well, where he shows you your Dr. Doge payouts. So that a ton of minting has been going on. Staking. A ton of staking has been going on, and a ton of minting has been going on. Way more minting than I thought would happen in round 3, but people are starting to see the writing on the wall, and they're starting to understand the possibility of how many NFTs you have to mint to hit jackpot, hopefully, and the payout of the jackpot. It's disproportional. It's an outsized reward going forward, possibly. So, and maybe even on round 2, it would be outsized because you'd have a 1 in 740 chance of winning 999 tokens. So, as you can see, it's an outsized return right now, and on round 3. I believe we will see an even bigger outsized reward of 1,332 with a with a 740 chance of winning. So it's almost double. It's crazy. It's almost 1,400 out of almost 700. So it's not quite, but I think it's going to cause possibly people trying to buy the token, to mint the token, to hit the jackpot, to dump on the community. I think it's going to bring some degens in the door, And that's going to be pretty interesting when we get some actual degens that are not part of the community in here. Again, we're trying to grow the community to a 2x of about 150 mentors. Once we do that, I think we'll have the flywheel really energized and working really well. So yeah, it's a little bit later stream. I got to sleep in. I don't go into work till later today. So I've been checking what's going on in the crypto realms. And now I came here for this update to chill out with you guys. Let me throw the link here to join. Paste that right there. And then let me go to Twitter. Actually, I can share my screen for this. There we go. And now what's crazy is I'm still folding proteins while I'm streaming, and it's not jacking up my video. It's not pausing it. So as you can see, we're folding proteins right here, and we'll have to see how many of Dr. Doe's we've been paid recently. I wonder where the best place would be to see how many Dr. Doe's we've been paid and how much darker we've been paid and how much wick we've been paid. If only there was a website made by a squirrel. And by the way, Sami has, ever since I've pointed out that your friend Sami, my friend Sami, our friend Sami has said squirrel on stream, he said it like almost twice a day now. Good day. What's up, Retrostatic? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I've got some interesting things to share with you guys that you'll probably like. Let's go here and post this space right here. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We just want to post it. There we go. Yeah. What are those whales spending all that Edai cash on? Question mark. There we go. Of course, I should probably say live. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's all replay gang. Replay gang last night was pretty good. Pretty damn good. Or yesterday's was pretty damn good. We had over 100 views of people checking out that stream, wondering what's going on with the $5,500 of Edai on YouTube. And then, I have to copy that one again. There we go. Yep, copy. Paste. Boom. Maybe we'll get some more people wondering in here that are on their lunch break or just watching their phone. I was on a space here with Execute and those guys, and man, it gets derailed. So it doesn't have much to do with crypto. It's just people that just have Tourette's mostly jumping on stage. There were some really smart people in there. Home Security for Everyday Person, episode 3866 from Jack Spearco, who is survival podcast. If you guys haven't heard that, if you're into like homesteading or getting out of debt or just preparing for the worst or preparing for the best, this is a great podcast I've been a fan of for a long time. Tried to share the Gospel of Hex with him at one point, and he took a year to reply, and he was like, "Don't ever mention this to me again." And I was like, "Okay, well, geez Louise, Mr. Armstrong's in the house." Nope, he's not. He was there, now he's not. We'll go back and check and see if he's ready to hang out. Oh no, he's getting in the back seat. He's the passenger. Now he's in the front seat.
Morning, Mr.
Good
Max.
morning. How are you doing?
Good. Where did the Edai go? Did it all get claimed?
That's a great question. Let's jump to that one right here. What's our favorite website in the entire world?
That would be agproject.io.
Yeah, it definitely would. Let's go here to get paid and look at the Edai sacrifice claim. Right now, there's about just under $1,000 in the pool. So we had 6,119 that have been distributed already. So really is about $7,000 total that will be going through the Edai pool. And I've been trying to figure that out and watching where the Edai is going. Of course, we have the monster well that minted 99,000. They minted 99,999 fuel cells in round one. And I believe I was looking up their address, and they've staked 72,000 out of their 92,000. So that's a stat we definitely want to check out right here.
Yeah. Is that for 180 days or 33 or a combination of both?
I think it's all 180. I don't think they're messing around. I don't think they they're not interested in 10x's. They're not, and it looks like the same whale was 126 of the sacrifices.
So I've got a quick question to you, and I know you may have to reach out to Lev. So I started staking within the first 24 hours when round 2 came to the mint opened up. Now, each day that elapses, is there a counter from one day to the next, like a hex day
like
counter?
A progress bar?
Yeah. Well,
yes, there is.
My question is, my question is, if every 24 hours I stake another 180 days for like another 100 NFTs, does that kind of make a ladder where I won't get to 180 days until the whole clock runs out? Or is there a window of opportunity where you get credit even if it takes a couple days to stake?
No, I think it does restart the clock. I made the mistake of I thought we had implemented the 11-day credit into the redeployment.
No, and that's fine.
No sweat. Claude hadn't.
Yeah.
But I believe it does actually timestamp your stake on the blockchain.
Okay.
When you register it, you know how there's 3 steps to staking.
Mm-hmm. Right.
One is that it checks to see if you're not losing any jackpots. Which
right. So I'll follow up.
Yeah.
I'll follow up to that. Is if I get lazy, or I not lazy, but I wait 33 days to start staking again. There's going to be a little bit of dust from round 1, 2, and possibly 3 in those NFTs I'm staking, correct? And then once I stake, I won't see any more dust until the expiration of the 180-day clock.
Say that again. I didn't catch
Okay.
I didn't put that together.
I have round 1 mints that probably already have dust in them, right?
Uh-huh.
But I haven't staked yet. Is that true? That at least the first dusting from the treasury has hit those? Okay. So
it has. So you can see that under fuel cell info. It'll tell you the dust that's been paid out.
Okay. Now, as soon as I stake that for 33 or 180 days, at that point, I won't get any more dust as rounds expired, correct?
Correct. The lock time, you sacrifice your yield from the FOMO curve while you're locked, and then it goes from 0 up to 10x or 100x, depending on which.
No, I understand. But the dust that was collected as I've been waiting, as I've been waiting to find time to stake, that dust is still there. It's just you don't get any more dust added until the expiration of the stake.
Yeah, I believe that's how it works.
Okay, cool.
I think that is how it works. That dust wouldn't go anywhere because my dust is still here after locking a bunch of these. But if you go to manage fuel cells, you'll see the progress bar at the top here. So this 33 days has 30 days left, and my 180 days has 175 days left.
Okay, very cool.
Here.
Okay, and right there, those ones we're not getting any more dust as rounds expire or rounds mature.
Yeah, but
until the maturity date, and then you're going to get your multiplier.
Well, I staked this second group right here 2 days after this group, and it doesn't have a second progress bar. So either it's not reading the 2 progress bars, or it just gave it credit for getting done this round. I'll have to ask Claude with which one that is. And if there is a second progress bar, we need to add a second progress bar, and you can see exactly how much time each one has until it starts pulsing green. So have you had a second to check the legend here that we added?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it goes from purple to gold when it's matured, and it starts pulsing green behind the diamonds or behind the clocks. It's pretty cool looking when it happens.
Yeah. No,
So you just see them just sitting there, like
that
their fuel
UI
cells
now,
just emitting energy,
yeah.
which I think
Now,
is so
how
cool.
much did you after you spent time, kind of vibe coding and getting this UI set up? Did you send it out to like Left or like another front end dev to just kind of fine tune everything? Because I am I am so impressed by the UI, the UX for agproject.io. There's
Mm,
there's got to
Yeah.
be a story behind how we got here.
Well, I was always trying to make the other front end of Dark One simpler and easier and more interesting and more interactive, more sticky. And I don't think I've succeeded at making this other one simple. I mean, there's quite a few pages that are simple, but like that fuel cell farms page is going to take a lot of time to make it simple, to like give people a couple pieces of information at a time and a couple of choices at a time, where right now it is like a spreadsheet of just so many options, right? Um, and when I was doing the front end before Claude came along, we would meet with our front end devs, in India, and we would say, "This is what we really want to build for the front end. This is what we want to show users," and they would say, "Awesome." And then we would meet the next week, and it would definitely need to be everything just needs to be tweaked. So we would have to wait a week to tell them to tweak it. Then we'd wait another week to tell them to tweak it again. And every week we're adding a request, we're tweaking a request, but there's that 1 week to 1 month delay lag. And when I found Claude, and Claude is shit at front end too. But Claude, I don't have to wait a week to talk to. I just have to wait for my credits to rebuild, right? So I was able to do so much more with Claude, and then I just tested the shit out of it. And I tried to get other people to test it, but it really was a lot of work to try to get through all these different scenarios. And I'm sure we haven't covered all of them by far. And it was just me, and then me bringing my family members in and having them hit buttons and break things, or having them ask questions. Me going, "Oh, that's a great question. Let me put that on the side. Let me explain that with a hover over tooltip or something like that." So honestly, it's just mostly me. I wish that I had spent more time having Left double check all of the smart contracts, because I would start a smart contract with Claude, and then it would not work at all. Like no parts of it would work, and then or Left would fix it, and we run it. But there's so many things that Left didn't have a chance to catch, because we came up with 11 new contracts, and we thought that we had caught everything. And Claude, when it said it would implement something just like the 11-day credit, that was in there. We double, triple checked it through Claude. At least I did. And Left probably just assumed that it was in there because it said it was in there, and then it wasn't. And I'm like, "Hey, Claude, where the hell is that credit?" And it's like, "Oh, I guess you're gonna have to redeploy and migrate." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, we're not. We're not going to redeploy every time you make a mistake." We'd never have $50 of liquidity. You know what I mean? We'd just be pulling liquidity and adding. It's just a never-ending redeployment cycle. So front end is mostly me. A lot of credit goes to my family and friends, and just this obsession I have. But thank you, I appreciate that. That's the story of the UI. Is like me just I just obsessed over it for months, and I still obsess over it. I still try to tweak it and add things like the supply and the burnt and the locked, all the information you could want. We're trying to make as easy to understand and display as possible, so people can really dig into this game theory. Sorry, that was a really long answer. I don't know
No,
if you're
no, no.
still in the
Well,
studio.
but it needed that because I don't know if DGens appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears under the hood with this gamification, and bringing the UI as part of the overall lore and making it something that I actually uh, enjoy interacting with. It's the first UI that I actually enjoy interacting, and it kind of has turned crypto into gamification for me. And that's because there's so much for me to do, and there's so much strategy. Obviously you could just walk away and just hold your NFTs, and you're still going to get appreciation. You won't get much appreciation, but number will go up as far as unit number, unit quantity. But just all the gamification and the make it rain, and claiming your Edai and sacrificing. it really becomes a daily strategy for me to figure out what I'm going to do next with the pieces of the with my playing pieces I have available.
That's great. That's great. And the thing I also understood was that crypto can be a part-time job where you're like managing your stakes or your farms or whatever you're doing. There's so many things you can get worried on
Yeah,
and
thanks,
trying
brother.
to create
Yeah, it
some
is. It
income.
is a part-time job for me now. Thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted, I mean, our game is not for those that aren't willing to commit or put some time and effort and pay some fees. Like our fees are fairly high for the NFT minting and the staking because we kept everything on chain. There's a lot of things
Yes,
we could have done to make them cheap and fast, but then we
but
would have been relying on third parties, and we
yeah,
didn't want to do that. And there's not a lot of third parties that are um, catering to Pulse Chain right now. Like a
yes,
lot
I
of the third
understood.
party stuff.
Plus that comes with a development cost and a maintenance cost too,
Yeah.
which is I commend you for. You know, if once you grasp how much that 30, 40 cents for 2 dozen or 3 dozen NFT stakes, the payout, if you're patient, when you get that first drip and you recuperate all of that gas money plus a whole lot of dark tokens, you know, people just understand this is not push a green button or push a red button. This is truly a game of strategy.
Well, thank you. And like I was saying, I wanted that work to be worth it. If you're going to stick around and then go through the trouble of sacrificing or claiming your jackpot, then going through the 3-step process of staking, I wanted the reward to equal the effort and the pain in the ass it was. And so that's why we just cranked up the FOMO curve. That's why we cranked up the payouts. And that's why we've seen Monster Well. Monster Well claimed close to $4,900, I believe, from the Edai pool, the big
How
boy.
much again?
It was like
I'm sorry. How much?
between 42 and 4,900 is from what I can add.
Okay, so
out.
basically they had like 150 shares.
Yeah, and that money was swept out of their wallet, sent to another wallet.
Oh, okay, very good.
And that wallet has set up a buy bot that seems to be very on the nose.
Oh, I've seen that.
Every time
when someone's wait, I got to cut you off. Someone is running a Make It Rain script. Maybe I might know who that is, or maybe I not. And I've noticed as soon as that comes in, that wallet's buying $2 or $3 or $1, $2, $3 or $4 worth of tokens.
Well, it's a little more annoying than that.
Yeah.
For every time someone hits the Make It Rain button or the keeper, because there's also a keeper that we're running because we want to try and even out the sell pressure as much as possible.
Yeah.
To fill that Edai pool. And so we have a keeper. Then sometimes people just sit there and hit the button 500 times. So, including me, I've been hitting the button to see if what I believe is true. And what I've noticed is every time you hit Make It Rain or someone else does, and it converts, it sells 5 tokens on the market. So you see all these 5, 5, 5, 5, 5s, which is about $2 sell pressure at a time. Every time the 5 tokens are sold, this address here, the A2D5D, which I think that's where the well sent their money, it's buying 3.69 twice. So it's every time 5 is sold, 7.5, 7.8 are bought back.
Wow. So that wallet's accumulating.
Yeah. So as people are dumping the Make It Rain, it's actually soaking up and pushing the price higher, which is insane. So it's that well is not done buying, and it's just soaking up all these sells and then giving it a little bump to kind of like.
When was the last time the Make It Rain hit button was pushed? What's the counter there at the top?
It was
the last time?
10:25 UTC.
Okay, and then that wallet bought twice.
Yeah, in fact, well, before this, if you look at the other 5s, it's actually set 2 to 1. So you'll see a handful of sells go through before it catches up, but it always eventually catches up 2 to 1. So if the cells are coming in slow, you'll see the 2 buys right afterwards. If they're
Mhm.
coming in fast, it might be a delay, and then you'll see a handful of buys catching up,
Right.
like these
So
4 in a row
we're
right there.
we're still seeing a diminishing circulating supply, right? Our
Yeah,
circulating supply is basically with the minting and with that buy pressure, we're still going to be heading towards scarcity sooner than later.
yeah, we dipped below 14%. So 13.9% of the circulating supply is out there, which is about 308,000 darker out of the 700,000 that were airdropped. So a little less than half is still circulating. Over half of what was dropped was minted. And so, excuse me, we're up to 268,000 mints. Um, well, yeah, so I'm
And
missing 100,000
what's
somewhere.
the holder list for fuel cells? Are we still hovering like around 75, or is that number increasing?
That's a great question. Let's see, where are we at? I want to see this double so bad my teeth ache when I check out the number of minters, because this is it. The people holding fuel cells, that's the community. Holding darker means that you were lucky enough to be part of this at some point in the past, or maybe you bought a bag just to see what happens. But until you mint, you're not really part of the fight club. You're not part of the space cult. It's still sitting at 72 right now. Again, I don't know how often Pulse Scan is indexing. I know it was down for about a week, but it says there's 72 holders right now of fuel cells. So I would love to see 150 addresses holding fuel cells, and I would love to see what that did to the price as the supply is going down, as a buy bot is actually adding buy pressure every time someone sells. That make it rain button, the 5. And just I don't know, see where it goes. This could be really bananas by round 5. Like by round 5, I think people are going to be out of darker to mint because they're going to see that crazy jackpot where it's like, okay, well, if I mint 740, this is the way a gambler thinks. I know because I was a degenerate gambler at one point. I don't live that far from Vegas. So there was like a time when I would go down and as a part-time job, I would play roulette or blackjack. And I was actually pretty good at it. And I actually made a little bit of money at it. However, the way that a gambler thinks is they see that 1 in 740 chance and they go, okay, I need to make more than 740 tokens. And then they see the jackpot go up to 1332 possibly in round 3. And then they're like, oh, well, it's an outsized return. Like I have an edge over the house. And it, like I said, it might bring in some greedy, crazy mofos with big bags that buy a few $1,000s of darker and spike the price. And then they hit the lottery and they dump and decimate that. I mean, who knows? We don't know what it could draw as far as the degens, but they're going to have to mint to play. Right. And so that automatically locks up all that darker for probably at least a season, because if they're not staking it, then they're not competing with the community members for the 100x or 10x. Right. And so I think as soon as we let people know the lopsided, oversized payout with the jackpot, we could bring in some real degens here. We got Dr. Doge in the house. That's a great way. If you guys want to fold protein, save humanity, and get paid in darker and wick and Dr. Doge, you can turn your CPU units over here to folding at home. And like I said, I don't have to pause this anymore. I don't know if I fixed it with one of the codexes or something, but I just keep minting, so now I don't forget to turn it back on. But let's see here. We should be able to take our streaming address here. That's not our
So
streaming.
I've got a quick question. So I've been folding like a madman with that new race car I bought about 2 months ago. How do I see my drip? Do I go into the wallet history and see that drip from the benevolent devs that have put up a supply, or do I have to do a rev, or do I have to do a relaunch of
When
holding at home?
when I was doing when I was using OKX wallet, OKX would show it. But here I can just go to here's switch router right here, other scan pulse chain dot box, and then I can go to transfers, and it shows the Dr. Doge and the Darker coming into this wallet right here. Let's see if I can find the Dr. Doge. I don't see Dr. Doge. There it is. So here's a Dr. Doge payout. Here's a Dust Darker payout, and here's a Dust Wick payout. So you can see those right there. But our friend Red Squirrel has actually added it here to his portfolio. So if you go to Tools, Portfolio, and here's our stream address right there. We're going to load that portfolio, and then we'll go down to, I believe, DeFi. It's either DeFi, it's not LP. Let's see. He showed me here in Telegram. Let me pull it back up. I think maybe he put it in our general chat because he's been cooking. Harry Lab's been cooking. Tangent's been cooking. I don't see here. Maybe it's a DM that he sent me.
Okay.
How to find it.
What's the announcement for Harry Labs? Because I really appreciated Harry Labs. Thank you for allowing me to bulk send my hundreds, if not thousands, of fuel cells over to my Ledger wallet. So thank you so much for that service. It worked great.
Yeah, Harry Labs. He's got a whole short novel that he's written me, so I will be reading that. I'm trying to find the Red Squirrel where it shows red. You can just go to squirrelswap.pro, and here it is. Yeah, so we can see the top 50 holders, the token distribution by holders now over here. Underneath, it shows it underneath the liquidity. So where we were doing the liquidity, we can check that. And then Dr. Doge, let's see, they posted on here how to do it, 1700. Yeah, it's the portfolio and under DeFi. So under DeFi right here, it says I don't have any DeFi positions, but I do have some DeFi positions. Let's see here. Do you have the right address loaded to that webpage? Check your wallet. Make sure you got the right one connected. Yeah, it's got the 319A connected. Okay. And this one right here. Maybe I didn't paste it in here. Maybe it was reading the old one. So there's that one. So we want to load that portfolio. Add. It's already added. Okay. So I'm not clicking the right button here. Import, export, load portfolio. Okay. Wonder why it's not. Let me refresh one more time. There we go. I just had to choose it, select it down there, the orange one where it kept it. And then now we're going to go. So we got the tokens right here that we have. We'll actually check the liquidity here in a second. But if we go to LP, we don't have any LP positions. Hex, we have no hex stakes in here. DeFi, here we go. So check this out. It's got my actuator DeFi right here where I've earned $14.13. Or it's worth $14.13, and it shows that I've got 13 cents of actuator from that farm that I set up on stream. Shout out to Actuator. I was drinking out of my Actuator coffee mug this morning. And then here's the folding at home, which it says I've got less than a penny of Dr. Doge, less than a penny of Wick, less than a penny of Indican, and less than a penny of Darker. But I believe Dr. Doge, they have enough Darker that's been gifted to them that they're actually going to go to their handful of the full-time minters. I think they have like 15 that are just diehard minters, 11 supported tokens, update somewhere here. And he's like, I think they're definitely going to get at least one whole Darker to mint. But yeah, right now you got Wick, Indican, Darker all paying out. It says that the hot wallet balance is 1 and daily reward is 1, but I think it's higher than that. Let me refresh the screen. Or maybe I'm looking at the wrong line, but yeah, you're getting paid. Oh, yeah, so there's 368 Darker right now being paid out. So one of them is getting paid out. So we've got over a year supply of just Darker dripping out to the people folding at home and mining Dr. Doge, and also getting paid in Wick. Wick's paying out 50 a day, and Indican is paying out $1 million a day. So if you guys don't know about the independent film coin, Indican. That's a pretty interesting project right there with some cool people from the community.
Yeah, very good. So I need to go back a half hour. You talked about cleaning up the UI, and the gas fees are being paid by the minters in order to keep everything on chain versus third party risk. I have some questions because I kind of hold myself out as darker matter envoy. The question always comes, okay, what what functions are still centralized? What functions still need to be manipulated? Like, for example, and I understand why you and Left did it, and you were full transparent. You decided to shift the EDI pool so one account or bot couldn't come in there and just hammer take the whole share for themselves. You wanted to make sure everybody that would receive your credit was credited before you release the claim button. And I believe that's benevolent. I don't think there's anything that a DeFi degen would object to, but it kind of explained a little bit about some of the bells and whistles that need to be manipulated just to, like, even being able to turn seasons off due to market conditions.
Yeah, well, we did switch the EDI back to the regular conversion after we had a handful of sacrificers in there.
Yeah.
So it's doing that. But at the same time, Fable 5 came out with Claude. Fable 5 was smarter than previous Claude. And we had frozen 2,500 darker in the previous EDI conversion rate because it wasn't able to convert over.
Okay.
And so we thought that those were just going to be lost, frozen forever.
Which
is fine with us because scarcity is where we're headed. But it was like, actually, no, you can run this other function, the same function we were using, but on the other set.
Yeah, understood.
And we can convert it. So it's slowly converting those. I think it's down to 900, but it's slowly converting those into EDI over the course of like 40 days. So it's really slowly dripping that frozen amount in there.
Yeah, so because we need that amount. Because we want to understand, if we get buy pressure, sorry, Max, if we get buy pressure, it's actually going to load more EDI in there as price goes up because it buys at market rate. So if market rate's up, you're going to get access to more EDI.
Yes. And so that the old portion that's being converted still needs the team to send it, to gift it to the EDI pool. But the EDI pool that's coming from Make It Rain right now, this amount right here, 386 darker right now, those all directly go into the EDI pool. So it is, we've been taken out of the stuff going forward. The only thing we have anything to do with on the EDI conversion is that old amount that we thought was burnt forever, and now we're converting it to pay out sacrificers. So that's one thing that we're still doing. And then, of course, I think we either have to start every season. I don't think they automatically start. So, like I said, if we have peaked in the next 8 months, we have this crazy bull run, and we're on our way down for the next who knows how long bear market. There's no point in the FOMO curve dropping 250,000 darker on the market during a bear market. And there's definitely no point in season 3 dumping 1.2 million on the market during a bear market. So with that being said, we can pause or restart the game depending on the market, because there's so much economic energy that was lost in Dark Matter 1, the first one. Pink Mistwell, we saw the Pink Mistwell lose over $300,000 in impermanent loss with the Hex and Dark pair. And it didn't matter what we did or how hard we worked. And when the tide was going out, all of the boats were beached, right? And I don't know if I would have paused it at that point, but I might have, and just said, hey guys, we're just going to work on the story, the art, and teach people about this thing until the market comes back, and then we'll relaunch and we'll start the game. I think that's a good idea. And then the other thing was that Crispy Man was one of the people that told us, if you relaunch, I want the old dark to be used for something, because we put all this time and effort into the old dark. we don't want it to not count. So it's counting. In 2 years, if we still haven't hit the bull market yet, we will probably do something very, very similar in relaunching this game and learn from the lessons or the pitfalls from this game and start a new game based on who owns this token, if that makes sense. So, I mean, yeah, because everyone's like, well, what happens when the game's over? What happens when everyone gets paid out all their darker? It's like, well, you know, we can start some new games. We can restart this game and give credit to those that did well in this game. You know what I mean? You can always reload the game. And the thing is, we just want to keep the community engaged and entertained and positive. I think if we do that, the tokenomics are so crazy. They're bananas. Like nobody's here because they want to like think really hard. They're here because they want mad gains. They enjoy the engagement. They enjoy trying to beat the system. And we've told you guys the cheat codes. They're right here. They're right here in the top. Mint, farm, get paid. We might have to add one that says buy darker, mint, farm, get paid. But for now, this is how it's working. Most people already have darker. There's a handful of degens that bought a few $1,000s worth of darker after launch during round 0, and they're doing really, really well in the jackpots and the minting right now. So those are the only ones I've seen coming in buy darker. Everyone else just had a big pile, or a lot of people had a big pile to play with because they minted last game. They just minted last time.
I tell you what, so I had 2 shares. I pulled 66 Edai out of the pool yesterday. And as that script was running and the price was dipping, from 41 to 39 to 7, I was buying similar to that. So I'm already sitting on top of almost 600 tokens. And I still have time to mint for round 3.
So you just sat there and waited for the sell pressure to push it down into the 30s. And they're like, this is as good a spot as any. And you just backed a pickup truck and loaded a few and move out your merry way. That's it sounds simple and easy, and very few people are doing that at these prices. And I tried to hint to people that I think that, I think we got the UPS man here or something. I apologize for the dog barking, but I hinted, I was like, I think these whales want expensive darker more than they want Edai. And I think they want more darker than they want Edai at these prices. And I try to kind of give the hint that I don't know what this buy pressure is going to do. I don't know if these wells will run out of powder, but it looks like they've got a long runway of keeping the price up. And then we have 6 days and 1 hour for people to mint their heart's content for round 3. And then there's going to be the mint for round 4. So people that hopefully we can get the word out about this insane jackpot and the story, people will come over here and see the jackpot and start buying and aping into the jackpot, trying to beat the system, trying to beat the house.
What's our current minting for round 3, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, round 3.
Like I said, I've got at least 600 I got to mint, but I've got right now they're in LP collecting fees and adding so I'm going to pull those about 18 hours. I'm going to pull that back out of the liquidity pool on V2 on PulseX and then mint.
Yeah, I thought that there was going to be 30,000 minted for round 3, and right now there's 47,000. So I was short on my guess by 17,000. There's 17,000 more mints than I thought were going to happen in round 3, because people I think are seeing, shit, I did not mint enough for round 2. Those guys are getting 999 per winner, and they're seeing the writing on the wall for 3 and 4 and saying if those same wells come in and sacrifice again, which why wouldn't they? Because they want to keep they want to keep getting paid that Edai to feed the flywheel as they're doing, and they want those jackpots to be as high as possible because they know that bringing new people into a community is really the only way you can raise a price, especially in a flat or a bear market, right? You need to grow the community. You need Metcalfe's law to work in your favor. And so I think people are waking up going, oh shit, I need more. I don't have enough fuel cells.
Yeah.
And
Now
if the fuel cells,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
I'm going to, because we're talking about advertising, we're talking about enticement, we're talking about hanging that carrot out. You you said that throughout the various NFT marketplaces, which Harry Labs is fully functional. I don't know that you could see a well put up a jackpot that hasn't been claimed yet.
Yeah.
Is that still a possibility?
Yeah, that's still a possibility. You can transfer the NFT before claiming or sacrificing the jackpot. You just can't transfer or sell an NFT while it's staked. So as long as it's not staked, you can put it up for sale on a marketplace or transfer it to another wallet. And this is the other crazy thing about something I didn't understand is I thought, well, how does the smart contract track the sacrificers? And I didn't know if it tracked the NFT that was sacrificed from or the address. Turns out it's the address. So if you sacrifice from one address and then you move everything out or deplete all your fuel cells and cash out and leave, that address still gets paid the Edai that it sacrificed for its weight in the sacrifice pool, like in perpetuity or possibly forever. And the other thing I think that people aren't understanding right now is we're only getting $7 to $29 of tax a day from the bots because you got that 5% sales tax. I think we do have the ability to raise that to 10% in the future, but remember you're getting paid 5% on a 42-cent darker, which is peanuts. If the price of darker goes up dramatically, like let's say we double the size of the community and we double the price of the token, and now we have 80-cent darker. Well, now you're getting paid 5% on 80 cents instead of 20 cents, 40 cents, and that continues. So if we create the scarcity and buzz and just the energy from this community and it spreads and we grow, that 5% could be very significant in Edai in the future.
So have you seen any interest on some of the pulse chain degens that are maybe looking for something to do while they're waiting for the RH or they're waiting for a change of sentiment? Are you seeing any more new accounts approaching you and asking you, how the hell does this thing work?
No, what we find out more often is that I am shilling some other project like Dr. Doge or Wick or Actuator or Squirrel Swap or Harry Labs. Like I'm shilling, and the person, no one in that community knows that I'm shilling for them. So we're getting more people coming over because I'm shilling other projects than because I'm shilling darker. Because I try not to shill darker. I try to tell people, hey, we got some interesting things you might want to check out, the story, the art. We have some, and then when we dump $5 or $6 grand of Edai to winners and players, that's something that I think is interesting enough to get people's attention. But the rest of the time, I'm talking about other cool stuff that I'm trying to figure out, and so I've gotten more people checking me out and this out by me talking about other projects, Nexion on Pulse Chain, anything I find interesting, SwitchX, which by the way, I'm still waiting. I'm always waiting for Salmi to finally confirm friendship. And I know that Brandon's been just incredibly busy with all the stuff they're launching over there on SwitchX and SwitchFi, SwitchWin. But I believe he might have a big stack of darker that he hasn't gotten around to yet, based on the first version. Not to dox them or anything, because I don't know which wallet it's in. But yeah, I'm waiting for him to catch up on what we built over here, because he's been so tunnel vision, laser focused on what he's doing over there, which he should be. You should definitely be paying attention to your project the most. However, there are some people that are we're just waiting for them to have a second to breathe, and they're pretty big influencers. And another thing you might see some darker showing up in Wix or Tangents local main wallet, public wallet. And we might see some stuff coming in from those guys over there in AIville. So that's basically been our project. And me reading the book and getting that out there and letting people find it, because eventually it could be 2 months down the road and 10 people could stumble onto it or onto a podcast or catch me reading part of the book and go, whoa, wait, this thing's written out. So then they can go back and listen to all of the videos when they want to, at their speed, at their pace. And I think we're just setting like a honey trap of future sci-fi enthusiasts and AI enthusiasts and art enthusiasts that are going to be like, oh, this isn't just a degen regular old stake protocol. This has so much more depth to it. So I need to get back to reading those. I've been kind of busy with work and stuff lately, but I'm definitely going to be trying to get that read out there and get as much feedback as possible, because if we do get this into 11 Labs, turn it into an immersive audiobook, sort of with different character voices and sound and music, well, then we have a real product aside from the fuel cells and the tokens as a product. We have an entertainment product that people might not even know is associated with crypto until they look into it. Those are my plans and strategies at this point. And then also just waiting, because I think things happen when they're supposed to. People are the 70 mentors that are here right now, I think are supposed to be here right now. They're supposed to be early. They're supposed to figure out the game. They're supposed to get their stakes done. They're supposed to win some of these jackpots because they've paid the price and they've been loyal and they've just been engaged. They haven't gone anywhere. They haven't left like a lot of people have. And so I think that there's a reason that those guys are getting the positions they are right now. But
well, and I have to agree with that, because as an OG player and someone that's been trying to positively promote and even hang on during the relaunch and try to counteract, here we go again, another dev relaunching an NFT thing that is going to just go back to zero. And now, are we 33 days old yet on relaunch? We got to be getting close to one of our, but the proof's in the pudding. The liquidity is building organically. The supply is dwindling and people are minting. I mean, and I was blessed by that first jackpot. Round one, I cleaned up.
Nice. And so now you're thinking, damn, I should have minted more for 2 and 3. Or you're actually being like, well, now I'm going to set aside this amount for 3 and this amount for 4 because I want to keep hitting that. Yeah. I want to keep getting that dopamine hit.
Yeah, and that's why I saved some tokens to mint for round 3. So I've already got, I think I'll have about 1,600 minted with the available tokens. I already have over 1,200 minted for round 3. So I'm in a good spot to hit one of those triple jackpots if I at least once.
Yeah, and now I mean, if you hit 1 or 2 of those, you're already ahead in darker. Like, let's see, I tell most people, if you want to hit a jackpot, I would mint 1,000, and that gives you a pretty good chance of hitting 1 jackpot at least, hopefully. Not
unless you're Steve
obviously. Unless you're Steve Stash, and then you'll actually lose. He actually lost 3 jackpots that he didn't have last time. It was very sad. He's negative 3 jackpots somehow. I don't know how he did that, but we love you, Steve Stash. No, but if you do that, you've got a pretty good chance of hitting it, and you got a pretty good chance of joining the darker pool, the Edai pool, and you got a chance to or just claim and mint, and at that point, if you minted 1,000 and you won 1332, and you minted 1332 and you won 1332 or double, and then you minted that, it's a snowball. Like, you're literally playing with house money after the initial flywheel gets set up. You're minting with house darker, which is bananas. It's insane. And it's a gift from the whales being like, hey, I would rather people go insane over this and the price go high because I'm a whale. I got a bunch of these tokens, so why wouldn't I pump my bag? Why would I extract from a community that I love? And that's the whales in this ecosystem for the most part. There's been a couple that aren't with us anymore, knock on wood, thank goodness. But the whales that we have, Pink Miss Well, and some of the new whales that have joined kind of during the end of D1 and darker, they really are benevolent whales in the truest sense. And I still believe that Richard Hart is a benevolent well. That's why we're in Pulse Change, because we do believe that if there are any problems, he'll fix it, he'll make it better, and the community will fix it, make it better. But it really is something I've never seen in any other, especially a scarce supply. Like there's a limited supply of 2.2 million basically, and bananas. You can snowball into a token that is already down 4% on circulating supply in, like you said, 33 days or something like that.
And I need to tie in. I have to shout out Crispy Man and some of the other OGs. I don't know if it's DGN Roundtable or whatnot, but really diving in and explaining the benevolency of Actuator, and finally having a complete bond market to incentivize staking hex again, without necessarily having not and giving you the access to take a small loan against your stake in case you need funds because life happens. And he has been putting hours and hours into explainers, and I'm glad that protocol is actually starting to see some more users. Because I told you 2 years ago about Actuator. I think you already had known Bill C3 works and whatnot, but just how important that being able to once again make staking great using an HSI that actually generates a yield and creates a flywheel if you use all the protocol's features. I think that shift, if we can get the OGs to come in and just utilize the hell out of Actuator, you're going to see buy pressure, just because supply is going to once again with just like darker. We got to make hex. We got to make liquid hex rare again.
Yeah, and for the most part, honestly, it is because we're in the bear market. We don't see that the OA is basically soaked up another whatever percent, and it's also behaving like we see whales behaving here, where it's minting and staking everything, and then it's up to the whales how much they take for themselves and how much they leave to incentivize positive behavior from the dolphins, the sharks, or actually in our rank system, the navigators and the agents, right? If you're a little guy in darker and you just do the things that the whales do, even though it's on a smaller scale and you might not see as much return right off the bat, my belief is that the whales are going to come out and reward that behavior with the outsized return. So I think, because I pointed these out earlier and I don't think people really paid attention or understood them. Let me get these minted right here. I'm going to mint 50 fuel cells because you want to mint farm and get paid. So
you need a drink of water. You gotta go grab a drink of water.
And I have been drinking water, but my throat just turned off. The RPC in my throat is not working. A little inside joke for you guys that have been having failed installed transactions.
And I know the space cult gets tired of me, but we use otherscan.pulsechain.box, and I want to shout out Ave, and I want to shout out Famous for putting the work behind that and giving that gift to the community.
Yeah, it's very, very valuable and useful for sure. Definitely. Just going back to what I was saying earlier about agproject.io, you can see that because of the wells, we've tripled our payout in the first one. I thought we would just double it. You know, it'd go from 333 to 666, and then maybe 999, and then maybe 1332, and it went to 999 immediately because the wells sacrificed basically everything. They're like, no, roll it. Let's get this sucker as high as we can. And
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
Does the concentrator, the Edai concentrator, when you sacrifice, is there any taxing of that or allocation when you do that also puts a small percentage in the Edai, or is it just create a larger pool of darker to be handed out during that
it just
round's
it's
jackpot?
it all stays as darker, and that's why we have 108,000 darker in the pool right now, the jackpot pool. Because like I said,
So
the wells rolled 55,000 of that.
Yeah.
Say that again. You broke up for a second.
So right there between the treasury, yeah. So between the treasury drip and the jackpot, that's got to be what, about 0.1% locked up. I mean, as of today, I mean, just sitting there waiting to be allocated.
I think it's under supply right here.
That's a lot of tokens.
There's almost 5%.
That's a lot of tokens.
There's almost 10% between the jackpot and the 180-day bonus. And that liquidity that
say that again.
Is like, there's almost 10% locked up in the jackpot and 180-day bonus of the total supply.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, I mean, geez Louise, that's more than's in the mystery box. And
right.
The FOMO isn't really paying out much until season 3, and it's
right.
67%. And that's the part that I don't think people understand. It's like Hex. Hex doesn't get airdropped to people that hold Hex. It gets airdropped to people that stake Hex.
Yes.
So it's not immediate sell pressure, which means this 1.2 million that's being paid out season 3 isn't being dumped on. It might be dumped on the market, you know, it could, but it's not going straight to the market. It's going into the hands of whales and badass space cult maniacs that we run into. You can see them on chain. You can see them mint. You can see them buy up those little drips down to 33 cents. You can see them going insane in the background. They're not as public yet, and they don't all have YouTube channels yet. But I think there will be a time when not, you know, maybe not the point of Hex and Richard Hart, but I think we'll have a big enough community and enough interesting people that hopefully there will be like 5 or 6 streamers that are better than me talking about darker matter, because to them, they won't have the autism that I have, where I like start from the bottom and talk up. They'll be able to spit it out the way I talk about actuator. So I can talk about actuator really simply and easily because I've had to understand it easily. But if I was, you know, Bill or JR, I would have a hard time explaining actuator because I'd know too much. I can't see the forest through the trees, right? But because I'm not part of actuator, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a derivative on HSIs. And they're like, whoa, holy shit, that's like one sentence. That's what it is. It's a way to farm liquid T-shares.
Yes.
It's the same thing as Maximus DAO, but in a much more usable and much more flexible level. Like I said, if I was part of the actuator team, I would not be able to spit that out. I cannot spit out facts very easily right now about darker matter because my brain doesn't work like it's autistic when it comes to this project.
Here's a fun fact I'd like to do. I'd like to have an answer to. How many unclaimed round 1 jackpots are there? Is there at least a couple, or did all 162 claim between claim or sacrifice? I think there's like a couple of unclaims, isn't there?
168 sacrificed, 43 claimed. That equals 211, and there were 214. So there are 3 unclaimed, unsacrificed jackpots.
So that's 999 tokens that are just waiting for something to happen.
And I would guess that those people don't know that they've won. jackpot. They minted because they were told it was a good idea, and they have not been back. That's my guess. And there's only 88 winners in round 2. So, and I believe in round 2. So our monster well that had 99999s in the round 1. Here, let's see. Let's go to the holders. This insane kid right here. Nope, that is a smart contract with 105,000 in it. Huh. Why would there be 105,000 in a smart contract? Oh, I know why. Because this is the staking contract, the EOF7. There's 105,000 that are staked right there, and short term. And I bet you if we went down here, we would find the one that is the 33-day stake somewhere, but it probably doesn't have many in it. It's not on the first page. So anyways, okay, so the well that had 99,999 technically doesn't hold them anymore because they've minted about 70,000 into the staking smart contract. So that well, who is also probably the same well that's doing number games here with season 2 and round 2, round 3, round 2, 5555, probably the same guy, and then round 3, 33333. This is the interesting thing. There was only 65,000 minted for round 2, and so if this guy has 5/6 of the pool, that means he's going to win 5/6 of those 88. And if he does the same thing he did in the past, which he might not, he might take his ball and go home. I don't know. But if he sacrifices 5/6 of round 2's jackpot, then we would definitely be tapped out on round 3. Like we would definitely be capped out at 1,332 per winner on round 3. And right now there's fewer minters in round 3 than there were in round 2. So there's going to be less lottery winners or jackpot, people that hit the jackpot there. And so if he owns 33,333 of round 3, let's see how out of 47,000, he's still about 3/4 of the round 3 mint. So where do you guys think that all of those are going to go if he just wants to continue to entice and tease and seduce degens to darker matter? So that's the thing is I don't think people are seeing the gifts that are being given yet. I think the community has because they listen to me and they watch this. But once people come in here and go, whoa, wait a minute, these wells are actually hooking people up with jackpot winnings. They're hooking people up with a bigger slice or a higher payday of the Edai, because here's this is the button that people are sleeping on. Gift to pool. You can gift darker or Edai to this pool. Any well, anywhere, the mystery box could dump darker or Edai into the pool whenever it wants. So can the wells. If you go to the 180-day pool, my goodness, there's another gift to pool button over here where you can dump darker into this pool to incentivize people paying that 180-day stake price. So there's buttons and levers in place for not just the team, not just the founders, not just the mystery box to put weight and energy into this flywheel. There's places for whales and other people that might come along and might be benevolent to just pour gas on this fire. And like I tried to warn you guys before we paid out the Edai, these prices down here, that might have been the time before the sell pressure flips to buy pressure, which right now we're seeing that 369 bought. turn all of these cells into buy. Now, don't get me wrong. The damn bots that we hate the bots, kill the bots. I want to see the bots suffer. The bots are going right behind the 369 bot and selling again. But remember, these are all paying taxes. Every time that they follow the 369, they're paying taxes. Just dust right now to Edai. But as the price of Darker goes up, that tax becomes worth more in Edai. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where this is in the next, especially during the round 3 mint. We'll see if that well has enough powder to withstand a big minting. You know. Interesting stuff. If you guys want to read the book Rings of Dust, you can go to t.me/anti-gravity saga, our Telegram, and click on the pinned messages, and it'll bring you to a link to our GitHub public repo of the book and all the material that goes into it, and some behind the scenes stuff that Hex T has found here under the source material and the TTS ready. You guys can read ahead of me. You don't have to listen to my voice as I read. Check 0x Bistro as well here. So 0x Bistro, looks like that Vibex is gone and Top Hat is the only thing for sale here. Wouldn't it be interesting if, as the buy pressure pushes the price of Darker up, one of the mystery box or one of the whales decided to put some tokens here for the community to come pick up at like a 10% discount, so they could keep feeding a buy bot. That'd be crazy. Just thinking out loud here, folks. Nexian, Pulse.com. You can take out loans here. You can create tokens here. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can create farms here. And the payout's pretty good right now. This is a very well hidden gem that's been built, a whole universe being built, just like Squirrel Swap, whole universe that very few people know about. I'm trying to figure out how to, on this liquidity, we're down to 14.99 liquidity, where we're up to 21K when we were up around 70 cents. And look at this crazy spread. The Edai pair that has the buy pressure on it now is all the way up to 42 cents for Darker. And this tiny $30, $40 LP position with Exterminator. Oh no, this is PTGC. Sorry, PTGC is down at 50 cents, $40. It's down at 33 cents. So if you want to eat some tax, you can get it Darker for 33 cents there. You can get it for 34 cents against the Emit Farms. Emit Farms is not a small one, although Emit Farms does have a tax as well. So these ones with the tax, Nexian has a tax, Gelato has a tax. These are usually the last tokens to catch up to the price, because the bots have to, have that big ARB opportunity. And they're usually the last ones to fall, because the price will go down and the bots are like, oh, I'm not going to sell it because I'll lose money.
Yeah,
so
and
like
shout out
yo-yo.
to Red Squirrel. Shout out to Red Squirrel with all the tools he's given us. I mean, it's just never ending amount of information, research at a click of a button. Hey, can you check our comments if we've got anybody still watching the two of us?
Yeah, I'd love to. Also, if Red Squirrel's in the comments, he sent me a screenshot, or he posted a screenshot. No, he sent me one to see the top 50 holders of Darker here on this Explorer. You can now see your token distribution, top 50 holders in the Pool Explorer. And then I'm trying to see what he selected here on the page. If you know what I'm missing here, Red, hook a brother up. Yeah, we've got Claude is not shit at the front end, as it's as shit at the person prompting it. Thanks, Squirrel. Thank you for that encouragement. I agree with Squirrel. If you prompt it, hey bro, great UI, it'll probably be bad. Dr. Doge. Hex tip, you don't have to do a single thing. If you fold with your Dr. Doge pulse chain address, you get all the listed merge folding tokens automatically, which has donation hot wallets filled up. So yeah, you'll just, as soon as you fold, it'll just automatically be airdropped to your wallet. Squirrel is using our data for the fold at home stats. Super cool collaborating community building effort. I totally agree. Kryptonite 369 is in the house with fires and heart emojis. So the darker we mint now, we can only stake 180 in round 3. Nope, you can't even stake it in round 3, and I'll tell you why. This is more complicated than it has to be. You have to think about 2 or 3 rounds ahead. So if you want to, actually, you got to think 15 rounds ahead if you want to play 5d40 chess here. But all you have to do is follow those 3 steps: mint, farm, get paid. Mint, farm, get paid. That's it. If you do those things in 15 rounds, it'll take care of itself, because if you mint in the next 16 days, you're going to get a round 3 NFT. But you have to wait till round 3 is over to see if you hit the jackpot before you can stake it. So what you're minting now, you can stake in round 4. And then in 6 days, what you mint is going to be in round 4, and you can stake in round 5. And then you got to wait those 180 days, which is about 13.63 rounds. And so that puts us towards the end of season 1. So yeah, amen. What's up? Believe in yourself. Good to see you. As always, believe in yourself. Waving and believe in yourself. Actuator is folding space. LOL. It really is, dude. It's folding time and space. Yeah. 3 cheers for Red Squirrel. Red Squirrel. Okay, above the chart, click the view top holders. There we go. That's what it is. Let's do this right here. Okay, above the chart, top holders. Am I on? This isn't the chart though. Chart, top holders. Maybe I have to look at the chart on trade. Trade, swap, DCA limit, batch bridge, positions analytics. Is that it? Manage, range orders, automation. Soon, automation. Holy shit, guys. Automation. That'll be some interesting stuff. Let's see if we see some positions. No, we don't have any LP positions. Pull, swap, DCA bridge. Let me know when I click on top so I can find the top holders. I'm looking at it right now. Darker. That's liquidity. Range. Tree map, bars. I'm lost for the top holders button here. Check the comments again. There is no token distribution info strip. It's there. It's there, Max. Okay, today heard all new terms to describe learning AIs as AI LNMOPS. I'll have to look into that. That's some new information. All right, let me try using my adult eyes and see if I can find top holders here. Sports CSV, bars, tree map, pairings, view top holders. There it was. Okay, so check this out. These are the top holders right now. You have 1.49 million in the FOMO curve. That's a contract address. You've got the 108 in the jackpot, the 108 in the 180-day pool. You've got the mystery box right there. And then you've got Pink Miss Well still sitting on about 4%. And yeah, you just keep going and it just goes down rather quickly. So these people, once you get down to the top 50 right here, you're down to 0.04% or 872 darker, which could win you get you hit a jackpot if you minted them. But after that, you guys don't have enough darker. And the whales, I thought that the whales had enough darker, and they apparently don't agree because they're buying darker right now with the bot. Every time it gets sold, they're like, "Thank you very much, sir. May I have another?" So thank you very much, World, for pointing that out, and patience to let me know. Here we go. So yeah, the top 1% has 67%, or the top one has 67. Top 5 have 90. The top 9 have 93. The top guys on the first page, on the top 50 holders hold 98%. So there is 13.9% circulating supply, and almost all of that is in the top 50 holders. And a bunch of these holders are also pools. So here's a pool contract, pool contract, pool contract, pool contract, which, I mean, those are obviously circulating supply, pool contract, pool contract. Here's a contract right there for 16 SD. Ooh, these are the 920 frozen darker that are slowly being fed through the version 2 Edai converter. Now that we switched to the version 3 Edai converter that's live. I recognize that address right there. So those will be swapped into Edai. That'll be swept into a team wallet, and then the team's going to be gifting all that Edai to the Edai pool. But guys, this is much easier than me pulling out the calculator like I used to and adding these up by hand. Damn. I'm looking at these addresses. I recognize some of them. Some of them are totally new to me. Jeez Louise. So the top 25 has 96%. That should tell you everything you need to know about buying this token. I'm saying too much. I'm giving away too much. I'm not going to say anything else about this. I'm just going to say you don't have enough darker.
Keep talking. No, keep talking.
You don't have enough
You're
darker.
doing great. You're doing great,
You don't
man.
have enough darker.
Yeah.
You don't have enough.
There's not enough dark. There's not enough darker.
There's not enough darker.
Everybody. Not everyone. There are going to be people that will never have a chance at owning darker in the very near future.
I think they'll be able to buy it in the future because there's the liquidity, and I believe we'll see some locked liquidity with Dr. Doge here once this initial thing works itself out. So there, you'll always be able to buy a darker, but I think what you're saying is you might not always be able to afford.
Yeah, okay, that's better. Yes. The market may price you out.
Yeah, and this was kind of the crazy idea I had in V1. If the bull market hits and the price of it goes insane, and most of it's being held in stakes and mints, then there might be a point where someone builds a contract, kind of like the hex staking contracts, where let's say you can only afford a third of a darker, but you want to play the game and you want a shot of hitting that jackpot, which is worth stupid amounts of money at that point, right? You might have to join a smart contract with your third of a darker and other people to create one whole darker to mint. Now, that's far-fetched. That's insane. That's bananas. That's like this. The chances of that happening are insanely low. But this is crypto. Crazier things have happened. Weirder things have happened. And virality, I think, is going to hit when we least expect it. You're only competing with about 70 people for these tokens today. That's all I'm going to say. It's like, if you're competing with 150 people for these tokens and there's less of them available, and the prices, let's say the price just goes up back up to $1, right? Price goes up back up to $1, and for $740, you have a chance of winning $1,332. That might bring in the degens. I mean, I need to go back out to DJ Roundtable and explain to them this insanity we're building here. I haven't been there for a while. I haven't been on Randy Hollerski's No Permission for a while. I need to jump on Dollar Riot. I need to jump in Sloth's Treehouse if he's still having meetings. I need to wake up the 14 people that are left in Pulse Chain and show them these entries. I know that, like I said, the WIC community might be involved here, and they're scary smart when it comes to AI. What if just a handful of crazy geniuses pointed their AI skills and their AI tools at this project, and I was getting DMs on the side saying, hey man, I just found out this crazy thing that might be a pitfall for your project. Here's the code to fix it. Or, hey man, I just realized that you could tweak this one little thing in the mechanism and send this to the moon. Now, granted, hopefully those AI insane geniuses or vibe coders like Squirrel Swap, hopefully they buy a bag first. So if you see someone come in and buy a giant bag, and then I tell you guys, hey, I got a DM from someone here, we could use some of this very cool technology, this bleeding edge technology, with some of our friends. So I'm just saying, like, we're making friends with the right people, I believe. And who knows, when your friend saw me or Crypto Coffee or or even Johnny Chaos, which I don't think Johnny Chaos would talk about another project beside Hex because he's very loyal. But it just takes someone dropping some crazy chart, or this chart being painted in a way that no one can ignore it on Twitter. You throw a nice green crazy candle chart like Nexion, like neon, up into Twitter, and yeah, it's not. You just post this on Twitter, and you're like, "Hey guys, this is interesting." And even if they zoom out, still very interesting chart. You could even post this right now, and people would definitely take a look. Let's see, where was the wick? I added wick here recently, or at least I tried to. Wick has a very interesting chart that Tangent's been posting. Where the freak is Wick? Wick. Maybe I saved it to the wrong one. Hang on, let me see here. It doesn't show up here because there's the Wick and Pulse pair right there. And let me add it to my watch list. It is added, but maybe it's added to, watch list. Maybe I need to add it and remove. No, I don't want it removed. There we go. Either way, this is a really interesting chart right here to show people, isn't it? I mean, this reminds me of Pink Mist well before the death of the 11 black swans that flew into our airplane, right? Jump in here and see. We've got, oh my gosh, another person that knows too much. About too little.
Hey,
how are you doing, buddy?
Oh man, I tell you, I was in the land of freedom for the past 5 days. It was great.
Yeah, beautiful. If you guys,
how is Idaho?
Spud Place. It's great. Freedoms are glorious in the state of Idaho.
If you guys want to touch grass vicariously or just see some really beautiful places, subscribe to CryptoCat's YouTube channel, and he takes videos of some of the prettiest places I've seen. In fact, you had some up in Canada, did you not?
Oh, hey, Canada, yes.
See, that's a place I'm probably not going to drive, but I still want to see it. And I can do that. Like I said, I can live vicariously through CryptoCat here.
Yeah, I'm uploading the Idaho YouTube as we speak.
See, yeah, check that out. Good stuff. An interesting time to.
How do we find CryptoCats? How do we find CryptoCat's YouTube channel?
That's a great question.
How do we find that?
I think I can
Just
get a link
search
here
for three-letter agencies.
Here we go.
Let's go here.
There we go. It's right here. It's the one with the cat with that. No, it's the one with your actual cat. I forget his name right now, or her name.
Daisy.
It's
Daisy.
Daisy. How am I not subscribed to this one? Oh, I'm not subscribed on this account. I watch your stuff on my other account on my phone.
Okay.
But now I'm subscribed here. So boom, you just got another subscriber.
Whoa. Shut the front door.
Yeah, I just doubled your subscribers. We're going to triple it by the end of the day. Let's copy that bad boy. I'm going to put that in our Telegram, and I'm also going to put that in the chat as well, and on Twitter.
Hey, CryptoCat.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the base of the Eagle Cap Mountains? because it's beautiful. And I might know someone that could put you and your lovely family up for a weekend where you could film live on location.
I've driven by there, but I've never stopped. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, shoot me the details.
Yeah, I'll get you the address.
Okay.
I got plenty of
So how long?
RV covered parking. I got plenty of shore power, and got a private small lake to go swimming in when it gets hot, and take you
Phew.
on all the hiking trails.
Wow, we got to get Pulse Ray out there at some point.
Yes, we do.
He needs to touch grass more than I do.
I definitely, yes. So now I posted this on Twitter and in our chat and on Telegram. So we could very easily 100x CryptoCat's subscriber
Wow.
rate right now. So go there and
So
subscribe.
you're streaming on a Wednesday. I was surprised to see this. So
Yeah, I'm working tonight. I'm gonna go clean a restaurant after they close and a truck stop late at night.
that sounds like
And
fun.
so I'll be working till pretty late tonight, and then I've got tomorrow
Okay.
morning off. So they gave me to this morning off where I didn't have to go in this early, and then tomorrow morning. So I'm like, well, if I'm home, I just started studying what these buy bots were doing and what these wells were doing with their Edai, and everyone wants to know how everyone else is spending their money, right? So
See, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I just tuned in.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
okay, homework.
AI LNMNOPs like ABC song you learn in kindergarten. Okay. Well done, Max. Thank you. I knew I could do it with enough hand holding.
Red Squirrel's got a great site, by the way.
Yes, the liquidity provider, and you remember when I used to just add things with my hands and fingers and toes to figure out how much of the supply was locked up or how scarce a token was?
Yes.
Well, now it's displayed right here on the screen for you. If you just it is easy. It's not hard to find, but it's not easy to find either. And it's right here, hide top holders. So right here underneath this, top 10% of wallets own 17% of supply, and then the top wallet owns 77% of supply.
Wow.
So really, in the first, in the top one and in the top 11 wallets, you've got about 93% locked up. And this one shows you which ones are smart contracts. It shows you which ones are liquidity provided here.
Now, are
Shows
you
you a lot of cool
strictly
stuff.
looking at liquid dark in a wallet, or does that reflect NFTs in the wallet as well? How is that compiled? Because technically an NFT is a dark holder.
Well, like I was showing you guys on this Pulse scan page, right now the biggest holder of darker outside of the FOMO curve, or sorry, the biggest holder of the NFTs is the staking contract, the 6EOF7.
Oh,
So 105,000 of the 159,000 in round one have been staked for 180 days. And then if we go to the second page, we'll find the other smart contract, right?
So my quant just told me there's another. My quant just told me there's another 2,300 round one NFTs that haven't been staked yet, that my quant knows of. So
well, and
that number is going to grow.
You guys remember the 99999 wallet? It has minted about 70,000 of the 20,000. It's got like 20,000 left to mint. So that monster whale has basically given up all of its yield for the next 13 rounds.
really?
Yeah, because when you stake, your yield goes to zero while you serve your time. So you're actually sacrificing your yield.
Yeah. Can you DM me that Addy so I can put that in my wallet tracker? I'd like to watch that. I'd like to watch the way that whale moves.
The whale or the stake contract?
The whale. The whale that's been So that
This is the
has
whale
been
right here, H7050. That's the one that probably owns these other two addresses
yeah. If you wouldn't
because
mind
they like playing with the number game.
yeah, if you wouldn't mind DMing me that, I'd sure like to
Yeah.
track his movements, and I want to swim with this little fish wants to swim with that whale.
I'm actually just going to post it here in our Telegram. So anyone wants to copy it and track their moves, I'll call him the 99999 whale. Actually, I'm going to call him the number whale. Yeah, numbers whale. For now, there's probably a better name for him, but whale. There we go. So that's in our Telegram right there, underneath CryptoCat's YouTube channel link for you guys to subscribe to. But yeah, every time I turn around, not only did Red Squirrel add the top 50 holders, and not only did he add the amazing liquidity where we can actually read liquidity now, much better than, Dex Screener and Gecko Terminal, but he's also added the DeFi. He's added the folding at home Dr. Doge payouts to your portfolio. So you can see your actuator stuff here. You can see your folding at home. If we had an emit farm, I bet you it would show up here. You can check out your hex stakes. You can check out your tokens and just, yeah, it's bananas, guys, bananas. Building some really cool stuff here. So many cool builders. Like I said, it's just, I'm overwhelmed by all the cool stuff being built and how quickly it's being built now with AI, and it's like accelerating. And I feel like it's just a matter of time. I don't know. I want to start tweeting really abusive and loud and possibly offensive things about the Clarity Act on Twitter, but I don't really want to get banned or on another government watch list. And I was ranting to X-Ray Chick about this on the ride home last night, and I was like, "Hey, like everyone's waiting on the Clarity Act, and the Clarity Act. The point, it's like the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act had nothing to do with patriotism. It was a gross overreach of the government, right? The Clarity Act is the opposite of clarity. I call it the Obscurity Act. I call it the Procrastinate Act. I call it the keep everyone in the dark as long as possible, because we have no idea how to hold our grip on power and money. And we have not figured out a solution. So we're just going to delay it as long as possible. So I would like, if I could convince all of crypto of one thing, I would say, fuck the Clarity Act. Let's go. Forget what the government says they're going to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm caught up in taxes and all that bullshit too. I don't want to go to jail. I get it. But I'm saying, don't not build something that you want to see in this world because someone has, is basically trolling you. And yeah, they're just hindering progress. So if I could shake all of crypto's head, except for, the really rich people that are writing the Clarity Act for their advantage, I would just say, don't worry about the Clarity Act. Don't worry about the red notice. Don't worry about anything. Nothing. The things that we think are going to happen or matter in the future, we're wrong about 99% of the time. Just go. Just build. Just join. Just promote. Just stream. Don't onboard your neighbors and relatives. I mean,
just do it.
Just do it. Actually, this is the only time you want to onboard your friends and relatives and coworkers. There's a few people that are doing it right. The rest of us onboarded at 40-cent hex.
No, you onboard them at the bear market.
Yes, now is the time, but nobody wants to be onboarded right now. Everyone wanted to.
This is the time to sell those penny stocks.
Green candles. Yeah. Hey. So, anyways, that's 6,121 Edai has been distributed, and about 1,000 is in the Edai pool. And I don't know if you were here for this part, but CryptoCap.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that.
Somebody has taken it upon themselves to, and this is what I was trying to warn people about earlier that I didn't know if it was going to happen, first of all. So like, there's not really a reason for me to ring the alarm. But the darker in dye, you've seen people on the 5-minute charts, really easy to see. Here's the cells. Here's the minting right there. So you can see the minting going down, and then people just snatching it back up, on and on and on. And the whole, even since round 0, we've had this crazy. You can see when all the minting's going on. And this is like when that whale, the 99,999 whale, was waiting for cheaper, affordable gas, I'm sure. Because, why would you mint when gas is at 5 million beats? But you can see the mints. The mints are these very like a diagonal down. And at first you just saw people that were pretty smart snatching up bags off the bottom. And then we had someone go ham after the sacrifice, probably someone who was going to receive some Edai, hit that button like 500 times, and there have been some bots, and there's even a keeper bot with the team that goes and hits that button every so often because it's trying to evenly add that sell pressure and fill up the Edai without wrecking the price. And it seems as though one of the big whales that ate and walked with over $4,000 from the Edai pool has set up a buy bot on here. You can see every time 5 is sold, not the bots, because you would never be able to handle the bots, but every time 5 darker is sold by the make it rain button or the converter, it buys 3.69 2 times. So it answers every sell of 5 with 2 buys of 3.69. A little on the nose, if you ask me. You could have just done like 111 or something like that. But whoever it is, they wanted us to know that they like the number 369 and that they are no longer going to give users this discount at the bottom. In fact, it turns all of the sell pressure slightly into buy pressure. So as you can see, just since its inception here, it looks like it was turned on right around 4 UTC. And you can see the bots are having their way with it. You can't really stop the bots from having their way with it. But this could change things for the minting of round 3 and 4. We'll see if this well has enough money and has the nerve to stick out, turning all of the mint sell pressure into buy pressure on round 3's mint. Well, round 4's mint, it's going to happen at the beginning of round 3, if that makes sense. So, Mr. Cat, did you catch all of that?
I got rugged. I had surveillance going by, so I had to just chill out.
Did you? I just re-explained the entire buy bot for you.
Of course you did.
No, it won't show darker in an NFT because they're not actually in the NFT. The token are in the contract, and the NFT is your key to claim them. Says Red Squirrel about Hexy asking.
The buy bot, 30 seconds or less. Can you do that?
Yeah. Every time someone hits the make it rain button and sells 5, the buy bot buys 3.69 twice. So for every $5 dump, there's like a 7.78 buy. So now all that dump pressure that people have enjoyed getting cheap darker on, it may be gone depending on how long.
Hey Max, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question about a call function?
Yeah.
What is wave claim batch? Does that call function mean anything to you? Because I've called the numbers the kingfish. Recently, he's hitting the wave claim batch. So that means they're checking for jackpots and staking?
Yeah, I believe that it's you're waiving your claim to the jackpot.
Yep.
So it checks to see if you won the jackpot, and then it asks you
Right.
if you're sure you don't want to claim it in the future, which there is no jackpot to claim, so you say yes. So that's part of the first step in the 3 steps of staking is waive, approve, stake. So that's why it says 1 of 3. That's why it's such a pain in the ass, and that's why it's so much in time and gas, especially when we had the RPCs not working very well the other night when things were congested. So we changed our message on the website to explain that, hey, there's congestion on the site. Your stuff hasn't necessarily failed.
And I've got a follow up for Red because I think he's still monitoring. Red, when I hit the button to go to the call track function, the contract function, or to look at history, it just opens up default to pulse chain scanner, but it doesn't actually pull up the actual transaction hash or block. Is there a way to open up that button so I can just grab the block or grab the transaction hash? So I just go to that history.
We'll just wait patiently for him to answer any comments.
Oh, speaking of crypto cat, here's my cat.
What's up, Daisy?
Daisy. Yep.
Does Daisy go on vacation with you guys, or do you have like a cat sitter or a cat door, cat
I
cam?
have a cat robot.
Cat robot that just goes and feeds it, and pets it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Manitalk Sesh in the house. What's up, Manitalk Sesh? Good to see you as always. Thank you so much for retweeting and posting everything in Twitter. That's been very appreciated. Meow. I wonder what MEOW actually stands for when Believe in Yourself says it.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Manitalk, I'm sending you a DM on Twitter.
So everybody claimed their Edai, Max. Did you talk about that?
Yeah, 6,000 has been paid out.
Okay.
With about 1,000 waiting to be claimed for either a second or third time. Like, for instance, we had one sacrifice in this streaming wallet. And we claimed our $33 here, and then we went and we bought cheap darker the other night. But now there's another $3 in it from more money hitting the Edai, so I can claim this $3 if I want, or just let it stack. I just want to claim. What's up?
That's like 8 darker right now.
Yeah, I want to make sure I claim all of my get paid options every 180 days. So we have 3 people that have not claimed their jackpot from round 1. If they don't claim those 999 or sacrifice them in the next 180 days, those will revert right back to the jackpot. Same with the 180-day bonus pool, same with the Edai. If you don't claim for 6 months, your reward goes back into the pool.
Nice. 6 months. 6 months after the event start, so the jackpot hit what? What was the jackpot hit? Was
July
it 12 days
3rd.
ago? July 3rd. Okay, so this is 8. Okay, so that's when that 6 month countdown. So you have 180 days from that point to claim.
I believe so. Yeah, I could check with Claude, but Claude's not accurate.
So numbers well as minting like a mother sucker.
Yeah, sorry, just channeling Cant vibes. Say that again.
I know because I'm a normie talking to Red. I have no idea what you mean. When you've got the transaction history, which is great on a specific portfolio, but when I hit it, all it does is allows me to launch a pulse scanner. It doesn't actually take me right to the transaction. That's what I mean. But I just dumped the wallet into other otherscan.pulsechain.box, the best block scanner on PulseChain. Thank you, Famous and Ave. And I was able to just read the transaction from that block scanner.
So you're wondering if you can see the transaction on Squirrel Swap.
Well, the transaction, it shows the events, and it's a button, but it doesn't take you to the actual block or transaction hash. It only takes you into the front end to connect to the Pulse Chain scanner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've done this before. Yeah, you click on it and it pulls up the front page. It doesn't pull up the actual
Yeah, that's correct.
transaction. So you'd have to copy the transaction, then open it
Well,
separately and
but
paste
I
it.
can't do that because it doesn't allow me to do that.
Oh, it doesn't let
But
you
I understand
copy
it's
the
probably,
transaction.
yeah, it's probably a huge API call, and it probably costs Red Squirrel tokens that no one's donating for. So I get it. It's probably just an expense thing. Um, or maybe Red, it's a way where you can toggle look a few buttons under the hood and make that transaction hash copy right from your UI. So then you can navigate over to the scanner of your choice, which is only one choice, and that's otherscan.pulsechain.box.
I'm checking out his website right here. If you guys enjoy the random number generator that Red Squirrel came up with, let's see here. And because you've won, hit a jackpot, there should be an address here to donate Darker or Edai or something to say, hey, thanks for making a random number generator that chose me. Where would
Like a
it
tip
be?
jar.
Yeah. I think he's got a website, an address somewhere here.
Yeah, it's buy me a beer. Somewhere it says buy me a beer.
Yeah, it might be on the front page.
Yeah, it should be on the front page, not in the DApp, but on the front page. So if you're in the DApp, you got to go to squirrelswap.pro with no other forward slash. And I think at the bottom of that page it's buy me a beer.
Hmm.
So we need to have that for Pulse Ray, except it's buy me a chocolate croissant.
It's gonna be buy me a
Right?
vacuum. Buy me a vacuum that works.
Buy you a
Maybe
Buy me a
the
beer.
air fryer fund.
Yeah, somewhere here I did see the buy me a beer. This is the very bottom of just the front page without launching the app.
Well, you hit Control 5 or F5 and just put in beer. It should navigate to that function.
It says 0 if I search beer on the site.
Red
Go back
Squirrel,
here.
put up the link to your donation wallet.
Buy me an air fryer. It might not with Pulse Chain at the top of the screen. To the right of the tabs, you can select Pulse Chain.box, and that should work. So it says you can select Pulse Chain.box on the side. And now, like I said, now tell us where to find the buy me a beer one. Or you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I
think?
owe a 6-pack. I owe you a 6-pack. So put up that donation, Addy, brother.
I think if you really, really wanted to make Red Squirrel blush with appreciation, if you went and bought nuts and sent him nuts, I think that would tickle him pink as a founder of nuts.
There you
Or
go.
if you bought a squirrel
I
NFT and sent it to him,
my nuts. No one touches my nuts.
Oh, I got a squirrel NFT, by the way. I bought one.
yeah, they're really amazing. I love the art on them is so
There's
cool.
only 2 left. There were only 2 for sale, and I got one.
Oh
I
my
got the
gosh.
one that it's great. I'm keeping it. It's good.
Docs, not under docs. Yeah, we'll find it. We'll find it here.
Oh,
All right. Well, so I've minted my fuel cells for today. The next thing I want to do is farm them. So I'm going to go to fuel cell farms, and we're still working on staking these 1,000 that we have. We only have 78 staked, so we got to stake the rest. So let's go to manage fuel cells. And if you guys have not checked out the legend, there's a legend button that explains what every one of these icons mean. So check out the legend button there if you haven't checked out the legend button. Let me know if any of them are incorrect. There are a bunch of them were incorrect when we first created it. But let's take 40%.
We need the lower button too. On the D10, we need a lower button.
A lore button? No, we don't need a lore button. Nobody needs to read the lore Bible. That's just something that ne'er-do-wells and rebel rousers look at. Do not
only crazy people read.
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's all I got to say about the lore Bible. So I've chosen another group here, 40% of what's left. And then I'm going to hit stay. I've got to click and I understand that I'm losing my yield for the lock period, and that if I unlock it, if I ever end this stake, I'd have to wait the 180 days again for maturity. So I'll just hit stake 180, and now it's doing the step 1 of 3. So that was the batch right there. It's already been checked for jackpots, and it's already been approved. So now it's just going to do the sign, and it's going to cost me 13 cents to register these and stake them. So the registration checks the blockchain, it checks the network, and turns on your 100x bonus automatically for you. You don't have to come back and activate the state fuel cell. So yeah, we're just waiting here, and then once it confirms, maybe I'll show you guys the toast screen that shows up here. Who saw the winner chicken dinner? Here we go. Congratulations. 88 fuel cells will have access to the 188 bonus claims when they mature. Killer move. Yeah, so there we go. That's cool. 44 more that are set there. For those of you that claimed your jackpot, you got to see the winner chicken dinner toast screen. But there's one other thing that I've been waiting for people to notice, and only the sacrificers will notice something on the Claim Edai page. So if you guys come here and look around, you might notice that there's something that you only see if you're in the sacrifice pool.
Okay.
It's a shout out to something older. And then, of course, Fuel Cell Farms, whether you guys are an informant, which actually I think if you're an informant, you don't actually have any dark. Yeah, the informant needs 1 fuel cell to be moved up to operator. And the operator has 1/1000th or 1/10,000th of the supply. Technician has 1/10,000th. An agent has 1/10%, and then 0.01%. The navigator's 0.1%. And then if you want to be an admiral or a grand admiral, but if you're anywhere in there, if you're a technician or an agent, you got a handful of the supply and you're working and building your group, I would highly recommend minting, farming, and trying to get paid. Just saying that, I know that the whales are gobbling everything up, but you never know when they might do something really kind, like set up a buy bot to reverse the sells pressure into buy pressure. Just saying, stranger things have happened.
Bananas. My favorite word, banana.
Yeah. What if, so obviously this buy bot right here is scooping up cheap dark every time it's sold. What if that whale, since maybe they have enough dark, maybe they don't, what if they went over to OTC like OX Bistro, and gave people a discount here for some more Edai, and what if they just use that Edai to keep funding this bot?
That's pretty
Bananas.
wealthy.
I think bananas is the word we're looking for. It's pretty ballsy. It's pretty ballsy.
When you say keep funding the bot, you mean the keeper contract that slowly hits the sell button to sell off the 5 darker.
No,
Is that the
right
bot you're
now,
talking about?
No, right now the buy bot has about $4,000 in Edai sitting in it right now that it's doing all these buys with. And so eventually you're going to run out of powder. And so the question is, what does the buy bot do then? Does it re-up? Does it just leave after it hits a certain price? Is it like, okay, I want, for instance, let's say this whale wants $1 darker. Well, maybe we hit $1 and it just turns it off until we go back below $1 and turns it on. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know where
so that's
the target of this whale is.
Okay. So that's the gift button that you can provide liquidity there, either in darker or Edai for buy pressure.
No, this is just a buy bot that is running out of an address. The address that belongs to A2D5D.
So how do we send Edai to it?
2D5D.
You just send it to that wallet?
Yeah, if you send it to this wallet, it's just going to be fed into the buy bot.
Okay.
Because, I mean, yeah.
Is there a link on the UI, UX? Is there a link where you can just pull that up
and send it to the wallet
and send it to the wallet? So I don't have to try to remember what, because I don't want to be sending Edai to an unknown wallet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't control or know this wallet, and so I wouldn't. I mean, you can send money to it and hope that it uses it for good, or not. But I don't think it would be responsible to set up a button on the front end for people to send this address.
Oh, I get it. Okay. You're just talking about the individual who is buying right after the 5 tokens are sold. The make it rain function. Okay, I misunderstood. I thought that was something that was baked into the cake behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a whale. Because I was looking at this, because I was like, this whale's got to have something to do with the 7050 whale that I posted in Telegram. And so I went back, and not only did the 99999 whale send its $4,000 to this address, so they're either really good friends or something else is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But this address provided a bunch of darker for the 99999 mint. So there's a connection here. And I would imagine that this whale, if it is a separate person, it believes the same thing as the 99999 whale. Or it's owned by the 99999 whale. One of the two. And I thought this was going to happen, but I didn't want to say it out loud, and I didn't want to get anyone's expectations up. And that's why I was telling guys, you guys might want to grab these wicks right here. Like, shout out to, where was it, down here?
Did you talk earlier? Yeah.
Somewhere down here, they caught 32 cents and popped it. Like, there was a $39 buy that took it from 32 cents up to 38 cents a while ago. And it's one of these crazy people that have minted a bunch. It's one of the new, I call them new whales or new killer whales. And it was like a $29 buy. And they snatched this whole wick. They just snatched up. And I was like, oh, nice move, sir. Let me see if I can find it. It's right.
Yeah. Which I wonder what address that is.
I don't know where it went, but it's here somewhere. It's $29 buy, just perfect. Boom, boom, boom. Just catching the bottom of each of these wicks. So, yeah. Yeah, nope, that's 2D, 5D doing the buys. Wow. So the bot started buying 7 for every 5, and then it changed to 369 as a wink for its over 7 darker buys. So yeah, 369. You'll just see that buy every time you see a sell. It's followed by the buy. So the bot must be watching the sells address and looking for exact sells of 5 or 5 and greater or 5 or under.
But the interesting thing is the relationship between the buys and minting is it's those two wallets interacting. So they're actually buying and minting, not buying and holding liquid to dump.
Yeah, they seem to be in it for the glory. I wonder if that. No, I'm not going to say that. I think we have lurkers in this community that are not willing to publicly say they're part of the space cult so far. People like your friend Sami, just friends of the channel, like even like, for instance, DJ Cryptomatic. DJ Cryptomatic likes me. I like him. We share a lot of the same stuff. I promote his streams, but I'll jump in there and I'll say something like, "Hey kids, the space cult's in the house," and he won't read the space cult part because I think he's like trying to keep his stuff, about Hex and Pulse and brand centric, RH centric. But and at some point they're not going to have a choice but to talk about darker matter in the space cult, right? AG Project is going to be on people's lips depending on what this price does and if we can grow our community. But what if someone bigger that had a chunk of money was secretly one of these whales that's in it for the glory? That'd be very interesting. And it might have been someone that's been sleeping because these are airdrop. So maybe they're people waiting from the previous darker. But either way, it's fascinating to see people turn the direction of the price around. And we'll just see. I mean,
quickly.
Like I could do this right here. Let me go here and I'll go to make it rain. I'll make it rain. I'll dump 5 darker here. Sign that transaction.
Yeah, let's watch it in action. There you go.
We'll see if this one shows up. It'll show my.
It's the only thing up in
address.
Pulse Chain today.
Yeah, I've noticed Pulse Chain is not doing well today. I don't know if it's because of the RPC issues or if it's the crash from people not being misled about getting their hopes up about the red notice. I don't know what it is, but it could just be that the market's low. But
could happen to do with the Middle East too.
What's going on there?
Well, Iran decided to take out, I think, 3 or 4 civilian vessels. They just decided, we're gonna kick over the hornet's nest and piss Trump off.
Yes, U.S. launched retaliatory strikes, and then Iran launched supposedly 85 strikes at different bases in the area. So it looks like we're back at it. Joy.
Interesting how military spending just bumps up by these crazy people all around the world.
And also certain countries in the world, which I can't name because I'm being surveyed. So,
well, let me say this: a lot of you'll remember there was a time when a certain president was assassinated in Houston in 1963.
Dallas.
That's right. Oh, sorry, Dallas in 1963.
Yeah.
November. And after locking up those files for 60 years,
they
finally gave them to us, or they gave some of the information. And there was enough. Yeah, it was 60 years, so it was just like 23. So 2023, they released some of it. A lot of it obviously heavily redacted. A lot of it just mysteriously missing. But there was enough information there to prove that a certain, what does Sami call them? The Coconut Intelligence Agency. There's a bunch of coconut guys in that town, an insane amount of coconut guys. In fact, there was one famous coconut guy that was president of the Coconut Intelligence Agency. And you guys might have heard of him. His name was George H. Bush. I guess he became the president or something later. I don't know. I don't follow these things very well. But
and a certain Donald Rumsfeld was the CIA director.
Yeah, it's just crazy how we know now there's enough evidence to point to the fact that the Coconut Intelligence Agency decided to get rid of their own president. And then you fast forward to the Jenga towers, as our friend Sami talks about. And those Jenga towers smelled and tasted a lot like the other false flag things that got us into wars. And certain people just didn't go to work the day that the Jenga towers fell for some reason.
And certain people own the buildings.
Certain people own
the
buildings.
insurance too on that.
Yeah, to where it's like, So when someone says Iran just blew up 3, what do you call it? Not commercial, but were they commercial
oil tankers? Yeah.
Oil tankers. That smells a lot like Jenga towers falling with no explanation, or planes flying into buildings and not leaving any plane parts behind. It's like that. Immediately my spidey senses go up and I go, the Coconut Boys are busy again. The Coconut Boys have not laundered enough billions of dollars through the military industrial complex.
There's a song, Matt. It's called "The Boys Are Back in Town," but it's the Coconut Boys are back in town.
Yeah, the Coconut Boys are back in town.
I got to go.
Yes.
Take care. I'll watch
this. Still hasn't made it rain, which is depressing. We got some hung up RPCs, but that's okay. Because actually, it might still be waiting to. No, it's staked mine. So, either way, we'll be talking to you guys later. I think I've gone through most of my boomer tabs here. Have a great day, and we will. I've got just a couple more to go through, and then we'll bounce. I've got to go and actually work today a little bit. Bitcoin. What's old man Bitcoin doing today? Same as yesterday. So I'm guessing his little sister. Ethereum is also about the same today. Crazy. I think that was really. I mean, go to drdoge.net, do some science, and get paid in some very interesting tokens right now. Go to Nexian Icon, check it out.
Good boys do science. Good boys do science and mint fuel cells.
Yes, and mint fuel cells. Yes, they do. Harry Labs did send me an update because I was like, hey guys, give me something I can share about you guys to tell me people what's going on right now. So let me see if I can find that message from him. I think he just DM'd me like a basic way to catch people up on what they're doing over there. There it is. Okay, yeah. So maybe it's in his group, or maybe it's in our group, in our general chat. Here's another Twitter announcement from him. Oh yeah, every Pulse Byte NFT comes with a free web page on chain, which I don't even know how you build a web page on chain yet. That's bananas. Let me see if it was just in our general chat. No, it's not there either. I'll find it here eventually, and we'll get into Harry to Harry Labs and what the crazy things are doing with their NFTs over there. And you said you've used Harry Labs batch sender to send NFTs?
Yes, more than one, and
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll get it. We'll get into that, and we'll see how the buy bot and the sell bot, what kind of a chart they paint over the next couple days here. Especially like we've seen this red candles going down as people mint a bunch and add a little bit to the sell pressure. I mean, that's one of the ways that Edai pool gets paid besides the bot tax. And going forward, there'll also be a royalty on the NFTs, and that royalty will get paid to the Edai converter. So as people start buying and selling the NFTs, that's also going to fill up the Edai converter for sacrificers. But yeah, let's see here. Buy Me a Beer is on squirrels.pro, not squirrelswap.pro. There we go. That's why. So we got to go to Squirrels. So can I get to squirrels.pro from Squirrels? Swap.
No, brother, just put it on the one-stop shop. Come on. A guy like you should have already had it done.
On where? Let's see here. Squirrels.pro.
Over to the new site. He should migrate it over to the new squirrelswap.pro.
Okay. I thought you were telling me I should
And
migrate it over there. And I was like, I don't think I have. Yeah, buy me a beer. Let's copy this. I'm going to put that in our general chat here. Buy
Yes, please.
the RNG creator a beer or two. There we go. And I'm sure he also, I should write this too. I'm sure. Well, actually, if I put nuts, I'd have to put the contract address. So we can add that later. But yeah, prior to, yeah, there you go. So that's in our general chat right there. And then Smo put in the magic thing of Mary Poppins right here in our chat. It's pretty dang funny. I'll just share it with you guys right here. Yeah. I staked them all. I used market for the gas fuel beats instead of what showed default in my wallet for each batch. It looks like I'm good. I'm buying more at these prices. So yeah, Smo Spider is insatiable. Other than that, it's a great day to be in the space cult. Meta Talk. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thank you very much. But I got that Meta Talk. Yeah, we'll go out on what song would you had to request the outro song? Hexy.
Okay, I just lost audio.
So we've got Kate Veigar, his song about Pulse Chain, Pulsex, and Ink. And then we've got the
you toggled something off. I lost your audio, Max.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, I know why. Here, let me pull this up in our chat. Private chat. Here we go. You were listening to me in the screen share instead of the stream. All right, I didn't spell stream correct, but I think he knows what I mean. Oh, there we go, Adam Sage. Anyways, I was going to let him choose this. We can also go to comments, but we have a couple of songs from Kate Veigar. We got a song from Pulse Wave Vibes called Darker Matter. We've also got the classic from Korean Investor. Excuse me. Dark Matter from Korean Investor we started with. And he's gone. So I'm going to choose one. Let me let you guys know that you guys matter. What you do matters. You're part of the best damn I closed. Oh, that confirmed. You're part of the best damn community in crypto, hands down. You have insane value just by the fact that you exist. And here we go. That's it right there. Oh, I've stopped sharing my screen, but I can see the sell of 5 and the 2 buys pushing it back up to 42-ish cents. Interesting. Interesting. This is such a, if nothing, I mean, it might make it flat. It might make it raise. We'll see. But we're going to go out on, I like the one from Pulsewave Vibes. And there we go. We'll see you on the next one. You don't have enough darker. I right now might be a great time to buy darker. It might be a horrible time to buy darker, but it looks like there's a little more competition right now for buying the lows. And I don't know. We still got, you got 6 days left to see how many are minted for round 3. And that's going to paint the picture for the winners of the jackpot in when round 4 starts. And we'll see how many fuel cells are staked, because I believe like anyone that's paying attention is just staking everything, because you're giving up just a very little bit of darker payout right now for possibly a much higher dark out payout from the FOMO curve as it ramps up 5x every season. So anyways, you guys are great. You guys are awesome. I love you. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.
Darker matter.
Now build a bear for your teddy bear picnic. Building a bear to eat when the bull run ballistic. Will he get to a point? Yes, I'm Hex. Like Richard Hart's better Bitcoin. Industry upheaval since the smart contract decoy. Multi-chain pulse real, no decoy. In my space coat suit pose like a b-boy. Anti-gravity project check AGP's coin.
Darker matter.
Fuel cell sacrifice to the decoy. Portal type with extra arms, big boy, decoy. Hungry for potential gains we could make. Some of the brave game on 180 days stake. Or 33, learn the tokenomics promptly. Don't sleep, we are only countdown to launching. Stuff that jackpot pinata. I want the whole enchilada. We'll see mañana. Block data, sacrifice, mistake claim. Wait, whichever ever way you play, I wish you great games. This down cycle brought many pains, but props to you if you ain't changed. You are worthy and deserving of charts turning, profit earning, grasp the winds that you journey. Start with learning, do not panic, sail in a hurry. The art of walking on a floor that's burning. More lava make the bull run faster. See through false hype and fake influencer chatter. Talking head trainer while they're dead if you let them. Truth weapon as a lesson, get up like Fight Club versus UFC. Don't talk about it, be about it. It's all about the AGP.
Darker.